Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name is Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Well, I finally made it, but we had technical issues again today, and it feels like it's the story of my life lately. Every time I go live, something happens. Ugh. But anyway, we made it. We got here in the end. So, hopefully everybody will find their notifications that I am going live, although I am a few minutes late. So while that is all happening and people are jumping on, I'll bring this up on my other devices so that I can see all of your comments. So here we go. So as you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you're here. And if it's your first time watching, let me know where you are watching from. And it helps if I turn my mouse on so that I can navigate over on my computer. There we go. Okay, let's refresh that screen. Oh my goodness. It's always something, but you know, we have to persist. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Okay, good. That's muted. Okay, all good. All right. Oh, now I feel flustered. I actually had my my jacket on, my hoodie. I had that on just as I was about to go live, and I thought, oh no, I'm going to take that off because now that all the technical issues happened, I got a little bit flustered. But all is good. We are here and we've got people jumping on. Yay! Great to have you all here. Hi, Dimity. Hi, Glenda. Great to have you here. Thank you for joining me. In case you missed me saying it at the end, I had technical issues again. I had to restart my phone. And it's been the story of my life lately. So maybe every time I go live, I just need to restart my phone from scratch and have that as part of my process of preparation. And so then all should be good. Maybe I need to add that to my repertoire each week. Or each time I go live. But thank you all so much for bearing with me and coming along and joining me. Hi Athena, how you going? Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to have you here. Alrighty, so we have got I've got a really great card to share with you today, and there's something special about this card today, and I'll tell you a little bit about that when I show you the project. But we have got well, actually before we jump onto that, let me know how your weekend was, because I always like to ask that, how your weekend was. I worked all weekend, so yeah, I did have a little bit of downtime, a little bit of TV at night, couple of, well, not for long periods of time, but a little bit of downtime here and there. But yeah, I did have to work most of the weekend because there was so much to do. And we've got the new catalogue launching tomorrow, which is super exciting. But we'll talk about that in a moment. So I've got my cup of tea. So have you all got your hot drinks or your cold drinks or whatever it is you're drinking today? I've got peppermint tea today because my tummy hasn't been too happy today. I was actually thinking at one stage, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go live today. But I should be okay. We'll see how we go. Yeah. So I'm on the peppermint tea. And hopefully it will all settle down. What's everyone else drinking today? Have you got your cuppers with you? Let me know what you're drinking. I've got my lovely Stampin' Up! Tumbler. These are still available in the online store, actually. You'll find them in the logo merchandise section. And they come in the 5 different colours that were the in colours for, now let me get this right, 2022 to 2024. So yes, we've got some brand new in colours about to launch tomorrow, and we're playing with some of those today. So let me have a sip of my peppermint tea. Athena said very quiet. She had a quiet weekend, spent the weekend going through her Stampin' Up! Stamps and dies and colours. Yay, fantastic. Actually, that's one thing I did do last night, is I went through and I started my wish list. Now, my wish list usually changes and it often expands. It gets longer as I see people creating with different product that I hadn't noticed before, or they created with it in a different way, and then I think, oh my goodness, I need to get that now. But anyway, you're drinking cold water today, Glenda. Oh, that is very healthy. Good on you. I do have my bottle of water right beside my peppermint tea. I've got both as well today. But let me talk about the brand new catalogue. So the 2023 to 2024 annual catalogue is launching tomorrow, the 2nd of May. So it is super, super exciting. This is the new catalogue. I've got a plastic cover on the front of mine. So let me turn that around and we won't get quite so much reflection. We'll still get a little bit from the lights, but not quite so much. And I take mine to my local stationery store and I get it spiral bound each year because basically I'm using mine every day and it just makes it easier for me. And the plastic covers on the front and the back, they help me to keep it nice for the year. So it lasts me all year. I've added all my tabs, which I think I showed you last week. But last night I did this. This is my wish list. So I have to work out what I'm going to order tomorrow in my first order of the new catalogue. I mean, of course, I was able to order some things during the demonstrator pre-order because as demonstrators, we get to order some items early, which is always exciting. It's one of the perks of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. But now there's all these other beautiful products that we weren't able to order in the pre-order that'll be available. And so that's the start of my wish list. And I decided to use these color tabs so that they would match these ones, which don't really match the cover at all, but that's okay. I can deal with that. They match each other, so it's all good. But yes, so now I have to work out which of those products I'm going to put in my first order tomorrow. So it's a hard decision. I know it will be definitely designer series paper, and then I have to decide what else. So has anybody else chosen what you're going to order in your first order when the catalogue launches this week? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about it. So if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia and you would like one of these beautiful catalogues, please let me know and I'd love to send one out to you. There are lots and lots of beautiful products in this catalogue that you're going to want a copy. So many different types of stamp sets too, for so many different likes, you know, like different people have different things that they like, different styles that they like, and this catalogue is just awesome for that. There's such a variety. So if you don't already have a copy, then be sure to get in contact with me and let me know. I would love to send you one. In fact, I have a link for you to be able to request one. So let me put the link up in the comments for you, and all of my links will be in the description of this video, both here on Facebook and over on YouTube. Thank you to all of my YouTube viewers who are watching this back on the replay later on. And thank you to all of my Facebook followers who are also watching this on Facebook later on as well, if you haven't been able to join me live today. So yeah, all the links will be in the description later on, but for anyone who might be jumping on live, let me pop that up in the comments. Now let me grab the link here to request a catalogue. Oh, actually, is my keyboard switched on? My keyboard isn't even switched on. So let's just unhighlight that and I'll just sync my keyboard. There we go. So that I don't accidentally delete something, because, you know, having technical issues today, so anything is possible. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. All right. So let's post that here in the links, in the comments for you. There you go. All good. Glenda said her wish list is a mile long and she needs to take out a mortgage for everything she wants. A bit like mine, Glenda. Like I don't even know how many tabs. Like we've got a couple of rows worth of tabs there. I haven't even worked out how many there are. So, and that doesn't even include all the designer series paper as well. So, and the new markers. I want to get the new markers of all of the new colors as well. I did get so I got the in color Stampin' Right markers, but I didn't get all the new core color ones yet. So I need to get those. I did get all the Stampin' blends though, because I do use my Stampin' blends more than I use my markers. But the markers are handy because we can use them to color our stamps and use them for actual stamping. You can use them for different watercoloring techniques and all different sorts of things. So they are very handy. Oh, Athena's is long too. So Athena's going to be taking out a mortgage as well. Maybe we all need personal loans or, you know. So funny. We love our Stampin' Up products, don't we? They are the best. They are the best. Amber said, I thought you said your wish list was short. Well, it's, I guess it's, yeah, it's probably not really short. Maybe I thought it was going to be short, Amber. Maybe it was short before I started putting all the sticky notes in my... Did you not see that last night, Amber? When I put all those sticky notes in there. Maybe I quickly put my catalogue away before she saw it. So we've got Amber. You'll see Amber's name coming up in the comments. She is my daughter. She's also my assistant and she's my moderator for my videos. So you'll see her pop up in the comments. If you've got any questions and I missed them, Amber will be there watching today. So she'll be able to answer most of those for you. Or if they're questions that she doesn't have the answer to, she will let me know in the comments and then I can refer back to them as well. So yeah, so feel free to ask any questions and let me know if there's anything that I can help you with. So new catalogue time, very, very exciting. So today is the 1st of May and it is the last day of the last annual catalogue and the mini catalogue. They are both retiring today. So it's the last chance to get your hands on those last chance products before they retire for good. So be sure to do that and then be set and ready for the brand new catalogue to launch tomorrow, 2nd of May, 2023. Very exciting. Alrighty, so because we have a new catalogue launching, I am offering a couple of product shares. So this is so that I can help you. Well, let's go this way. So that I can help you get a whole heap of these products at a really affordable price. So basically what a paper share is, it's a sample of some of the products. So rather than purchasing a full packet of everything, you get, say, a quarter pack of the designer series papers. You'll get a quarter pack of the designer series papers in my paper share. And then I've got an in color share as well. And the in color share includes the, I've actually got them right here. Let me show you. It includes, and I've got my list right here too. So in my in color share, you will get, here's all the beautiful new in colors. This is the 2023 to 2025 in color range. Aren't they just gorgeous? And you will get 10 sheets of the cardstock. So that's A4 cardstock. So that's 2 sheets of each of the colors. You'll also get some of the designer series paper. Now I did show this in my my unboxing. Oh my goodness, I'm going blank today. I think those technical issues threw me. So this is the beautiful designer series paper. So you get some of that as well. It's all the beautiful colors and you've got different patterns there. There's 4 different patterns. So you get 4 sheets of each of those colors. So that's 20 sheets. You'll get half a pack of the in color dots. Now I've already used some of these and we're using some today as well. So you can see this isn't a full pack, but you'll get half a pack of those. You'll also get 1 meter of each of the beautiful ribbons, which I pulled out and they're all falling off their spools. Hang on a sec. They're all just going everywhere. We're going to use some of that today too. So you'll get 1 meter of each of those ribbons. And also too, something that I don't have yet, which we weren't able to order in the pre-order, but there is in color jute trim. So it's like a thick jute fibrous trim, like well, you know what jute is? Like string, like it's thicker than baker's twine. So that comes in the in colors as well, and you'll get 1 meter of each of the colors in that as well. So that's the in color share. It's $42 for that, for all of that. And then I've got the paper share as well. So in the paper share, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of the designer series papers that are included in that. So you get a total of 72 sheets. You're going to get a quarter pack of each of those designer series papers. So we've got the Bright and Beautiful, Countryside Inn, Earthen Elegance, Fresh as a Daisy, Inked Botanicals, Let's Go Fishing, Lay Shop. I always have to check how I say that because it's spelt. Like if we were to say it how it's spelt in English, it's less shoppies. It's actually Lay Shop. Masterfully Made, Stargazing, and Zoo Crew. So yeah, you'll get all of those. But yeah, so you can choose. You can get the in color share, or you can get the designer series paper share, or you can get all of them. So let me pop up the link for that as well. You can go through to the registration form and details page and have a look at all of that. And then if that is something that you would like to participate in, then you can complete the registration form. So the registration form for those, or the registration I should say for those, is finishing on Friday. This Friday, the 5th of May. Yes, we're in May now. I have to keep thinking which month we are in. Yes. So, okay, so I'll pop that one in the comments as well. Oh, it's going to be one of those days, everyone. Wow. Just so much going on in my head. All right, so that is there. There's a link directly there in the comments, and it'll be in the description of the video. Through to the registration form with all the details there, and then you can complete the registration form if you'd like to go ahead with that. All good. Rose said, hi Mandy, are demonstrators included in your shares? Yes, they certainly are, Rose. You can certainly order the shares. Demonstrators are welcome to participate in my product shares. Just know that there's no discounted price for demonstrators. It'll still be the same price, okay, because that's product that I'm ordering and putting together for you, etc. So yeah, so yes, but you certainly can participate. So go over there and have a look on the registration form and check to see if that might be something that you're interested in. Hey Jenny, how you going? Great to have you with us today. Oh, you're welcome, Rose. All good. Sorry, I should have actually said that in the first place. So thank you so much for asking that question, Rose. Because yeah, I should have said that. Everyone is welcome to join in my product shares. So yeah, alrighty. So that is what's happening with that, and I think we're ready to get crafting. Unless there is any other questions, does anybody have any questions about my product shares or about the new catalog or anything like that? No? Oh, the other thing I didn't mention is tomorrow when this catalog goes live, it is a great time to join my Stampin' Up team, because you can get $66 worth of free product when you purchase your starter kit. So you only pay $169, but you get to choose $235 worth of product to put in your starter kit, and you get free shipping on that as well. So not only do you get $66 worth of free products, but you get free shipping as well on top of that. So that's more freebies. And then from then on, you will get a minimum of 20% discount on all of your Stampin' Up products. And with a brand new catalog launching, you'll definitely want that discount, because I'm sure there's going to be lots of products in here that you're going to fall in love with and want to purchase. So who wouldn't want an awesome discount? Now, just so you know, if you do join with me, there is no need to sell product. You can purchase simply for yourself in your own crafting enjoyment. You don't need to hold classes or do anything like that, and there's no lock-in period. So if you join and then you get all the products that you want, then you are welcome to leave. Or if you join and then you decide no, it's not really for you, you're welcome to leave anytime. There's no lock-in period at all. So if you join now in May, you will have until the end of September to meet your first quarterly minimum. So there is quarterly minimums to meet to remain current, but don't worry too much about that, because if you don't meet them, you just go back to being my customer, and it's super easy. There's no exit penalties or anything like that. So the quarterly minimums, they work out to around about $127 a month if you work it out across the 3 months. And then there's an extra month, what we call a pending month. That's so that if you haven't been able to meet your quarterly minimums, you do have an extra month to then make up any shortfall. So if you join now, basically you've got until October, till the end of October, to meet that first quarterly minimum. So yeah, so that's really, really cool. So the $127 I mentioned, that's after your discount. That's basically what it works out to be, about $127 a month. So yeah, and you can spread that out across the 3 months, or you can put in one big order per quarter, totally up to you. But if you have any more questions about that, I would love to answer your questions and give you all of the information so that you can then make a decision if that is something that you might like to do. And if it's not for you, then that's okay too. I'm still happy to look after you as a customer. Alrighty, well, I think we are ready to get crafting. So let me put this DSP out of the way. Pop that over there. And we're going to be using my large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine today. So I've got my trolley beside me with my large machine, and I'll bring that over onto the table as we go. So let me put the camera down onto the desk and we'll get started. And I'll show you what we're creating today, and I will share with you why it is a special project today. All right, well, it's special for a few reasons, but yeah, there is a special reason, a special reason. All right, so let me flip all these cameras. We'll get this all set up for you. Make sure everything is nice and tight. When I filmed on Thursday over on my YouTube channel, because on Thursdays I go live over on YouTube, I hadn't tightened everything up properly and my camera started to fall down as I was filming, and I had to stop and readjust. Now I'm just going to wriggle this back a little bit because I feel like it's not sitting straight. Okay, that should be a bit better. All right. Okay, so let's see how we are looking. And you'll notice I don't have any grid paper down today because we're not going to get too messy. We're not doing anything too messy. Let me move my keyboard out of the way. There we go. Alrighty. Now, if you are shopping with me, I have a new host code for May. This is my May host code for May 2023. Oh, let me move that down a little bit. Oh, let's hide that blue tack. That doesn't look very pretty, does it? So if you're shopping with me during May, be sure to use my host code so that I can send you a thank you gift. With orders over $75, you will receive my monthly tutorial bundle. The tutorial bundles usually have around about 40 to 50 tutorials in them. Last month in April, we had our largest one. I think it was the largest one in April. It was 52, I think it was, or was that the March one? There's 52 tutorials. Anyway, whichever month it was. Yeah, so I think this month in May there is 40. Oh, let me think, 40 something. I can't remember what it was now. Let me have a look. Anyway, there are lots and lots of tutorials in the tutorial bundle. So that is what I give as my thank you gift. 42. There's going to be 42 tutorials this month in May. I should actually print a copy of that to share with you each week. Yeah, I'll have to remember to do that. I can't do it right now because I can't get to the printer, but that's okay. And as well as that, I've got an extra special gift for you this month. So let me just first of all tell you how you shop with me. If you shop in my online store, you can go to mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com and you can click on the shop button there. Now on my blog, there's lots of creative inspiration there, lots of different blog posts with different creative inspiration. There will also be a link to the PDF version of the new catalogue, which I'll put up tomorrow. and you'll find my host code there as well as a link to join my, subscribe to my newsletter. So if you would like to subscribe to my newsletter to stay up to date with all of the latest Stampin' Up! News, I'm going to pop the link in the comments. Then be sure to subscribe, and new subscribers will receive my brand new exclusive tutorial for email subscribers. That will be going up this week, so that new subscribers will be able to get that new exclusive tutorial bundle, which are projects that I have created and are exclusive just to me. Just for my email subscribers. So all my current email subscribers will also be given a copy of that too. So there you go. Alrighty, so that's what's happening. So yes, so that's how you can find everything. If you want to know about my upcoming events, you can look in my events tab there on my blog. Sometimes if you're on a small device, you might need to click on the 3 dots or click on more if you're on it like a phone to see all of the different pages. But if you click on my events, it'll take you through to my website that has all of the upcoming events on my calendar. Okay, alrighty, so let's go back here. Alrighty, so let's have a look at what we're playing with today. So as I mentioned, we're going to be playing with the brand new in colors. So these are them here. We have got, now let me see without cheating and looking at my ink pads, I'll see if I can remember the colors. We've got Copper Clay, Pebbled Path, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, and Moody Mauve. Yay, I did it without cheating today. So I'm getting used to the new colors. It takes a little while. We've got so many new colors. So these are the new in colors. So we're playing with those beautiful, beautiful earthy tones. Well, I mean, I guess the blue's not really earthy, but I love these earthy tones, but they're very sort of a soft palette. All right. We are going to be creating also with the Cheerful Daisies bundle. So we've got the Cheerful Daisies stamp set and the coordinating dies. You can purchase these together as a bundle and save yourself 10% again from the 2nd of May because they are in the new catalogue. And there is also an entire suite built around these. So you might have seen my card I created the other day. This isn't the one that I created that we're doing today. This is the one I created on Thursday on my Facebook, on my YouTube live. Oh no, it wasn't. This is the one I created last Monday. My one I created on Thursday was using the Crafting With You bundle. This was the one I created last Monday. So if you missed that, I used the whole suite on this one. I actually used the in color dots instead of the embellishments that came with the suite because I wanted to use the Moody Mauve ones. But yeah, this is the one I created last week using this bundle, but we are doing something very different today because we are focusing more on the dies and just using the sentiment stamp set. But this is beautiful. So you can purchase them together, as I said, or you can purchase them separately, but you'll want both. You really will. You'll kick yourself if you buy one now and then decide down the track that you want the other, because then you'll be paying full price for both products. So get them together, save yourself 10%, or get the entire suite and get the designer series paper and the embellishments as well, because they're all beautiful. All right, the other thing we're going to be using today is the Basics 3D embossing folders, which are from the online exclusives. So I know that some of you have already got these and purchased these when they first came out in the online exclusives, and we've got 3 beautiful textures in there. There's one in particular, I've actually got a sample here of each of them. So we've got polka dots, we've got this gorgeous one, which is sort of like a, could be a star, it could be a floral, depending on what you want it to be. It'd be great for sea themes actually. And then we've got the crosshatch one, which is my favorite, which is the one we're going to be using today. So you get the 3 of those embossing folders in the one set, which is awesome. All right, and the card that we are creating today is oh, hang on a sec. I've got to pull out my instructions that are in the packet with them. Is this one here, using the designer series paper, focusing on those beautiful colors and just having those white, the white florals to really let those colors shine through. And we've got some of the new beautiful ribbon as well, the in color ribbon, which I showed earlier. So that is what we're creating today. Now this card, any orders of any size with me this month, in the month of May, I will send you as a thank you a kit to create this card, minus the stamping. You just have to use your own stamp for the stamping, because we're not allowed to give away or sell kits that have stamping in them. But you'll get all of the other pieces. You will get the sentiment label, and then you can just use your own stamp to stamp that. But I will do all the die cutting and the embossing for you, and you'll get a kit to make this card. So any orders of any size in my online store this month, you'll get a kit to make this card. And if you order over $75, you will also receive my monthly tutorial bundle as well, with the 42 tutorials. And the tutorials, I believe, let me just double check. The tutorials for May are using products that are available in the new catalog. So yeah, so they're all with using products that are available in the new catalog. So there you go. So that's what we are going to create today. I might need to just angle my lights in a little bit more to pick up on those colors, because I feel like it's not really picking up those beautiful colors. All right, so are we ready to get started? Okay, so I'll pop my card over to the side for the moment. We'll just pop it up there, and I've got all of my pieces here. Now I will be popping this up on my blog as well, so if you happen to miss the measurements here, don't be too worried, because they'll all be up on my blog as well. All right, now I have got in here, we're just using a basic white card base. So this is half of an A4 sheet of basic white cardstock, cut at 21 centimeters by 14.85, scored and folded in half at 10.5, and we're having a landscape card today. Then I've got another piece that measures the same. It's 14.45 by 10.5, and this is the one we're going to do all of that die cutting with. So we can get all of that die cutting out of that one piece. Okay. I've got a piece of the beautiful ribbon. So the ribbon is 10 centimeters long, and I've just angled that on one side, and I will trim the other side once I've, when I'm ready to put that down. And then we've got our strips of designer series paper. Oh, sorry, our strips of cardstock in the new in colors. So each of these strips are 2.5 centimeters wide by 9 centimeters. Okay, and we're going to emboss a couple of those. So we're going to emboss these 3, and these 2 are going to stay plain. And you'll notice that each piece is staggered at a different level, just so that it adds a bit of interest to your project. And also you don't need to worry too much about having them all, lining up. I mean, you can if you want to, or you might want to have these 3 all down and all, aligning, and then these 2 up and have them aligning. Totally up to you, but it's so much easier when you don't need to worry about the heights of them all and you just stagger them. So the only thing I've tried to do is get the measurement sort of in between, get them evenly spaced in between each one. But even if that's not perfect, you won't really even notice, because you've got all of this detail on the front. Oh, hey, Fee, how you going? Oh, thank you. This is going to be one of my customer gifts this month, a kit to make this card. So any orders with me this month, they will get a kit to create this card, minus the stamping, of course. They'll do their own stamping. So there you go. So that's all that you need for this. That's the only cardstock and ribbon that you need for this. And then, of course, we do have the embellishments as well, which is the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. They will also come in your kit, the ones that you need. And I've just used 3, one of each of those colors there. So we've got the copper clay, the boho blue and the wild wheat. Okay, so I will send those to you as well in your kit to create this project when you place a order with me this month. Hey Roz, how you going? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Just really to highlight those colors, those new ink colors, but also these gorgeous dyes. They're just so beautiful. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we will start off first with our die cutting. So I'm going to pop this card out of the way so that I don't squish it with my die cutting machine. And we'll do all of our die cutting first. So I'll bring in my dies. Here they are here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to washi tape them onto my cardstock to hold them in place. First. Now, to fit them on, I actually have a photo here let me just find my photo and bring that up. There we go. So that I remember how I fit them all on. Okay, so this large one here is sort of the background. It's sort of like the background piece. Okay, so we are going to pop that one on here like so. And I'll just position that so that I can get that on there. I might move them all around a little bit first before I stick them all down, just to make sure that I'm getting them all in the right spot. All right, and then we've got the center for this large one. I'll pop that one down here. I've got my label. My label's going to go down here. And what you could do is, you love the simplicity of the card, Rose? Yeah, it highlights the color really well. Yes, yeah, it really does, doesn't it? Thank you. Thank you for that lovely comment. So what you can do down here, the stamp that I'm using is from the stamp set. It's this one here, wishing you the brightest birthday. And with this one, because it's photopolymer, you can see through it to line it up. But if you're concerned about getting that lined up, what you could do is you could stamp your sentiment first on your cardstock. So work out where your die is roughly going to sit, stamp it on your cardstock, and then you can position your die around it if you want to. But I'm going to have a go at just die cutting and then lining up my stamp. And we'll see how we go. You know, because sometimes I do really well at that and other times not so much. Okay, so that one's going to go there. And then we've got the inside of the little one. Should be able to fit that down here. And then we've got the half one, I call the half one, the half flower. It's not really a half flower, but it's like with the petals sort of flowing downwards, like on this one here. It's kind of like that with the petals sort of sitting down. And then we've got this piece of, I don't know, what would you call this? Oops. What would you call this? Branches or foliage? Foliage perhaps? All right, so that's how the dies are going to fit on the cardstock. And then we will washi tape them all down to hold them in place. And that way we're utilizing as much of the cardstock as possible. And we're not, you know, it's minimizing the waste is what I meant to say. We're minimizing the waste. Oh my goodness. Try to say that fast. Oh, I just noticed my washi tape is nearly all out. Okay, so we'll pop a little bit of washi on each of these. When you're putting your washi tape down to hold your dies in place, it's a good idea to try not to let it go on the inside of the die, if you've got like open dies like that, so that it doesn't accidentally catch, if it gets a bit sticky, it doesn't catch on the inside of your die and actually tear the cardstock, because you wouldn't want that to happen when you are die cutting. Then you'd have to do another one. Okay, and you want these dies separate enough that they are not going to touch or be butted up against each other, because if they're really, really close together or they're touching each other, it makes it really hard for the machine to one, to feed through the rollers, and two, it makes it hard for it to cut on those edges where they're very close. So just make sure you've got a little bit of space between each of your dies when you're putting them down. If you're doing multiples, oh, there we go, I finished my roll. If you're doing multiples of multiple die cuts at one time. All right, and we'll pop that one there. There we go. Okay, so they are all stuck down. So I'll bring, oh, that one's not stuck very well. Let's stick that one there. There we go. I'll put that to the side and I'll bring over my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Because we need the big one today. I mean, these dies will fit through your mini machine, but you just wouldn't be able to fit them all through in one pass. So you'd have to do multiple passes, and I wanted to try and make it as quick as possible and get them all through in the one go. All right, there we go. Now, because this one is a straight edge die, we want to make sure that we put it in on a little bit of an angle. As I always say, it just helps that one to feed through the roller. In fact, let's turn that around and have that going through last. And we'll still put it at a bit of an angle so that it doesn't catch on those rollers as it goes through. Staggering our plates a little bit as well so that it makes it easier to feed through the machine. Line up our plates, and there we go. Might stand up for this one. It's a bit bumpy. There we go. Sorry for all the bumping. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so they've all cut out. Now, before we remove our machine, I'm going to switch plates. And we will do our embossing while we've got it here. So I'll bring in my embossing plate. So we just need the base plate number 1 and our embossing plate number 4. Sorry, I'm probably a little bit off camera. Let me move that over. I'll grab out the embossing folder that we're going to use, which is the crosshatch one. And our cardstock. Now we're only embossing 3 of the pieces. So we're going to do the Pebbled Path, the Copper Clay, and the Moody Mauve. All right, so we can do each of those at the same time. So we can just pop them in together. There we go, line them up and leave a little space in between. Okay, and we'll put that down on our base plate, and then our number 4 grey plate goes on the top. And this one is for 3D embossing folders. Oh, this one's slipping out. So there we go. So we've got our beautiful texture now on those 3, and the other 2 are staying just plain, just flat cardstock. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that texture. It's just such a beautiful texture. Alrighty, so we'll pop this away. And let's bring back in our sheet that had all of those dies on, and we'll take those all off. And if your cardstock has gotten stuck in your dies, just use take your pick tool with your paper piercing tool and just poke through those holes. There's like little release holes on your dies. Poke through in those spots and it'll come out. Your cardstock will come out. All right, so just releasing all of these. I keep all of my washi tape and I reuse that over and over and over till it absolutely falls apart or it's not sticking anymore. That way it's being a little bit more economical. I'm not wasting it. So that one might need a little bit of help out. There we go. All right, so I'll put all my washi tape back over here. I just store it on the side of my machine. There we go. Oh, I missed this one. And then it's there, ready to use for the next one. All right. Now, always put your dies back straight away so that you don't lose them, especially with your little dies. So I'm keeping these ones on my magnetic sheets because I know this is a set that I'm going to be using a lot because I love it. And so I decided to put these ones on magnetic sheets, but they don't come on magnetic sheets when you first get them. Okay, so this one just needs a little bit of help out because it's got stitched edging. And any that come with stitched edging, the cardstock likes to bite into that stitching a little bit. So sometimes they just need a little bit of help to release them. Okay, there we go. Right, good to go. Okay, so now we'll just pop these all out of the cardstock very carefully. Ooh, feed that one through there. Now this one's got a few extra little bits and pieces that need to be popped out. You can either do it with your die brush or you can use it with your take your pick tool and just pop these all out. There's some little circles here in the very center of the flower, which would be like signifying the, I don't know if signifying is the right word, but symbolizing, I guess you'd say, the stamens of the flower or the center of the flower. Do they have stamens? I don't know if these have stamens. But yeah, so just pop those out. So out in the center of our leaves, pop those out too. There we go. All right, does anybody else have this one? Any demonstrators out there? My demonstrator friends, do you have this one? Have you had a play with it? It's so beautiful. I'll come back to those. I should have got my die brush on this one. Often too, if I'm using my die brush, I leave the dies in place before I die brush them. Although with this one, the dies sort of came off straight away. But I find then you don't get any damage to your cardstock at all. So for anybody that doesn't know about the die brush, I will show you. These little centers in this the middle here are being a little bit stubborn. All right, I'll come back to that. I'll grab out my die brush and I'll show you. So there is an attachment that that you can purchase to go onto the end of your take your pick tool. Actually goes in this end where the putty end is. So the putty end can unscrew and then the die brush can screw into the end. I've actually got a spare one that I keep all the time with my die brush on there. The die brush comes with 2 foam mats and basically you put your, I just keep mine in a little container and you just brush over your die with your die brush and it helps to release all of those little bits of cardstock out of your dies. The center of this flower is being a little bit stubborn though, however. I don't think I probably should have rolled that through a second time. They're not wanting to all come out. They didn't quite die cut properly. Because I should have probably, with anything that's really detailed, and also too because I had a lot of other dies around it, but I probably should have run that one through twice, backwards and forwards, just to get all those little bits out. If some of them stay in there, it doesn't really matter. We'll just take them out. The die brush did help a little bit to get some of them out, but we've still got a few that are being stubborn. They're being stubborn. There we go. Is that all of them? Oh no, we've still got 2 there. Let's see. That one. It's out, but it's sticking on the back. There we go. And, oh, and the other one. Oh no, there's one there too. It's out also, but also just hanging on in a tiny little spot. There we go. That's it. Now we've got it. All right. And the other ones, they shouldn't be too bad. Oop, just carefully take them out. There we go. We'll give this one a little brush with the die brush to help release all those little bits. There we go. So that bit's come out. There we go. Okay. Now that bit looks, you might look at that and think, oh, that looks ugly. That looks really weird. But when you overlay it over this flower, it looks amazing. So don't judge it too quickly. All right, we probably don't need the die brush now for the rest. So we're just going to pop those out. Roz says, yes, she loves this set. Thinking of getting some more of the DSP already. Oh, fantastic. So you have the whole suite, Roz, with the DSP and everything. Oh, yeah, you do. I saw all the cards you made the other day using those. That's right. Yes, it's so beautiful, isn't it? The paper is so gorgeous. Oh, my goodness. If you didn't catch my live last Monday, make sure you go back and have a look at it with all that beautiful paper. It's so gorgeous. All right, so this one is a little bit more delicate, so I'm just trying to be careful so I don't tear it. It's very, very fine. There we go. All righty. Oh, this one's got a centerpiece. We'll just pop that out. I think that's everything. Yep. Good. All righty. I think that was the hardest part of the whole project. There we go. Okay, so there's all our pieces. Now I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet and I'm going to put together some of these now. We'll come back to stamping our sentiment later. But I wanted to show you how to put these all together. All right, so we've got the large one. Now also, let me just explain to you too, with the dies, you also have the outline shape as well. So you can layer these pieces that I've die cut with those shapes as well, or you can die cut the stamped images with those outline shapes, which is what I've done here. So I've used them to die cut the individual flowers, and then there's dies for the leaves as well. But yeah, then you get all these layering bits as well, which is super cool. They look awesome when you layer them together. There's even a die cut for the center of the large flower. And then this one is sort of like a freestyle shape that you can use for your centers as well, if you're die cutting cardstock. And we've got a stem, a flower stem as well. Yeah. So there you go. So there's lots you can do with that. All right, so I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue and we are going to layer these up. Now, this funny looking one, this one goes on the large flower. And if you just line up where the petals meet, work out which way it goes before you adhere it, then you'll be good to go. So I'm just working out which way. I think I'm going to turn it around actually. There we go. That's it there. Yeah. So you'll keep turning it until you see where it fits in perfectly inside that larger image. Okay. Then you know that you've got it in the right way. I mean, if you wanted to offset them, you could do that too if you wanted that look. But I want mine meeting up exactly. So, all right. So we're just going to use a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, the multi-purpose liquid glue is non-orderable because they've run out of stock, but it is coming back in, so never fear, it'll be back soon. If you don't have any of this, you could use a little bit of fine tip glue pen on the back of your flower, or you can probably even, if you've got your silicone craft sheet, you can probably even put a bit of Stampin' Seal on the backs of these. It might just be a little bit more fiddly. But yeah, don't forget we've got the fine tip glue pen as well, if you can't get your hands on the multi-purpose liquid glue. Is that coming out? No, there we go. Okay. Oh, excuse me. A little tickle in my throat. Okay, so we're going to line up these ones here. One thing I didn't do, oh, you know what I did this time? I just realised when I did the first one, I only put glue around the centre part, not all the way to the tips of the leaves, so that they could sit up a little bit. But I just realised I put the glue a little bit further in this time. But that's okay. I didn't put it all the way to the ends. So what I can do is I can go back in and just get my nail under there, or if you don't have nails, you can use your take your pick tool, or you can use your spatula tool. Let's use the spatula tool. And you can just pop that under there. If you don't have one of these take your pick tools, you'll find them in the tool section in my online store. They are a handy dandy tool, and I never make a card without using mine. So see how I can just lift those edges up because I didn't put the glue all the way to the tip. I put it part way up, but not all the way up. So I can still lift those up. Now you can shape that before you glue it if you want to, using your bone folder, or you can just do what I'm doing and just gently lift up those leaves with your take your pick tool or your nails. There we go, and that just gives us a little bit of dimension on that flower. I mean, it's already got dimension because we've put the extra layer on there, but now it's got even more dimension. There we go. Okay, so now can you see that it's got a little bit more dimension on that one? Might have gone a bit far over there. All right. Okay, next one is the falling petals. I call it the falling petals because I don't know how else to explain it. And this time I'm just going to put glue around the top part. I got a bit carried away before. I was busy chatting and not focusing on what I was doing. There we go. So just put a bit of glue around the top area there. And pop that down on our falling daisy. And we can go back in a little bit and lift up those petals. Now this one, again, just keep twisting that around until you get those petals lining up to work out which way it sits. Oops. And let me see which way. Have I got it up the wrong way? Oh no, that's up the right way, I think. Okay, so here's a little tip. These two petals here, so this one and this one, they're, oops, sticky. They're joined, okay? So see how these two here are joined? And then the next three down, these three are joined. And you'll see here, these three are joined. So that's where you can sort of see where to line them up. So our 2 on the 2 and our 3 on the 3, and then everything else will line up. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's a little tip that'll help you to line them up. Same with the big flower. Here we've got the 3 here at the side that are connected, and then here you've got 4 that are connected. And over that side you've also got 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually there you've got 5 connected. So if you just look to see where those little connected petals are, that'll help you to line up your layer, your leaf, your petal layer. There we go. So just a little bit of glue around the center. Find my 3 and my 2. There we go. Line those up. Beautiful. Okay, so press that down in the middle, and then we can go back in and lift up all of those little petals. I might use my spatula for these other little ones while I hold the center down. So yeah, good idea to hold the center down while you're lifting up the petals, just so you don't accidentally lift everything up if it's not quite adhered yet, if the glue's not dry. So just be careful as you do that. We'll do this one. And that just gives us a little bit more dimension in our flowers. All right. Okay, so that is ready to go. And now let's stamp our sentiment. Just cap my glue for the moment. Alrighty, we are using, I showed you the sentiment before that we're using, wishing you the brightest birthday, and we're using the new Pebbled Path stamp pad. Okay, That's quite a heavy font, so I'm not using my Stampin' Pierce mat, which I would normally use if I'm stamping a sentiment with photopolymer, but also too I've got a brand new ink pad here that is quite juicy, so I'm not going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat today. There we go, beautiful, nice and easy to line it up. So see, that came out beautifully, and I didn't need to use my Stampin' Pierce mat today. That just came out perfectly. Alrighty, now we'll give our stamp a clean. I'll just stamp that off onto some, whoops, some scrap paper that I have over here. Hey, I found out yesterday that we have got some brand new grid paper that is coming in, and it's got the new in colours on it, along the bottom border, and they're super, super cute. I'm not sure how many, I didn't look actually to see how many packs are in each of the papers. Did anybody else look to see? My team members that are here, I shared the news with them last night. Did anybody notice how many packs of paper are in the DSP? I might not have actually even posted that part. I posted the photos and I posted that it was coming. Yeah, but it's really nice designer series paper, and it's the large pad size. So if you like to use, oh, sorry, not designer series paper, grid paper. Grid paper is what I mean. If you love using grid paper to keep your desk surface clean, then that new paper is going to be awesome. And I think it's going to be in the merchandise logo section in the online store. It's not in the catalogue. It'll be in the online exclusives. Okay, what are we up to? All right, so we need to put our, so just move these to the side for the moment. They're all ready to go, and that's ready to go. We need to put our panels on our card. So let's work out the order. There we go. So we've got these two plain ones. They're going to be the higher ones. And then, oh, you missed that one, Glenda? Yeah, it was, well, it was actually a fluke discovery because it hasn't actually been announced yet. But some of us found it, yeah, hiding in the demonstrator website under Happening Now logo merchandise. So there's those, and there's also Stampin' Up logo vinyl decals that are coming out as well. So I'm going to grab some of those and put them on my car. Well, I hope my husband will let me put them on the car window. Just having a little sip of my tea. Yeah, so they are coming too. So the grid paper and the Stampin' Up logo decals, and they're going to be available to everybody, not just demonstrators. They're going to be available to customers as well. All right, so basically what you want to do is you want your Moody Mauve piece to be in the middle. So if you're concerned, you can, whoops, you can measure where the middle is. So this piece is 14.85, or say 14.8. So what's half of 14.8? 7.4. So I've got that in about right in the middle. It's maybe over a tad. I've got that basically in the middle. If you're concerned about where to place it, you could put a little pencil mark of where the middle is. But you know what? We're staggering these anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so let's add some multi-purpose liquid glue, or fine tip glue pen if you don't have it, or you can use any of the adhesives for this. And this one's going to be down near the bottom. Now, as I said before, it doesn't matter too much if these are not, as long as you've got them straight. I mean, you could even probably put them on a little bit of an angle if you wanted to. And then if they happen to overhang the edge, you could trim them off. You can do whatever you like. You do them in whatever order you like. Okay, and then we'll do the wild wheat. Now this wild wheat color, I really love this color. When we all first saw this color, a lot of people was not really sure about it. But then when we all got it, we're like, oh my goodness, that is such a gorgeous goldy colored cardstock. Well, goldy colored ink as well. Yeah, it's a really beautiful color. It's sort of like a, it's not really a curry color, kind of curry, but yeah, more goldy. All right, we'll do the blue, the boho blue. Did you know too that the boho blue mini machine is actually available for purchase by from demonstrators? If you're for demonstrators. That's what I meant to say, for demonstrators, if you are a demonstrator. So you might remember that the boho blue mini machine was a special joining offer back in Celebration, when we had Celebration. So I'm just lining these up to try and get an even gap in between them. But they had excess stock. So now as demonstrators, we can actually purchase them, the boho blue mini machine. So if you don't have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and you're a demonstrator and you've been wanting one, or you're kicking yourself that you missed out on the boho blue machine, well, you can still get one. So you'll be able to find the information in the demonstrator website. Okay, and last one. Oh, you know what? I think I didn't have that lined up properly. Look at that. I've left a gap. I should have stuck my outside ones first, because I've now stuck all these close, and I'm going to have a wider gap on this side. That's okay. Don't tell anybody. You know what? I can always trim down my cardstock. I could do that. I could cheat and trim my cardstock down a little bit. See, I'm too busy talking and not concentrating on what I'm doing. That's what happens. That's what happens. I get too busy yakking. Oh, it's not too bad. It is a little bit off, actually. It is a little bit off, but that's okay. See, I should have put the pencil mark in the middle so that I knew where my center line was. See, I've got that a little bit off. It's a little bit that way, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm not worrying. Mustardy gold. Yeah, it is a mustardy gold. Yes. Amber said the grid paper would be handy to find the center too. Yes, if you are using grid paper, that would be, I really should have got some out today, shouldn't I, to measure where my center was. Yes, that's okay. It's all good. I think you all get the general idea anyway of how to do it, how to set it all up. Yeah. I'm just scrolling back up to see. Oh, Fee said she's playing right now too. Ah, awesome. Great. I love it when you all play along. It's fun. Okay, so we've got our ribbon here, and I'm just going to banner the other end of that. So hang on one sec. Oh, actually, I might adhere it to my ribbon first, and then I will, just to make sure that I stick it straight and get it lined up, because, you know, I might not. So, all right, I'm going to run a little piece of tear and tape along the back of my sentiment label to adhere that ribbon. You can use whatever adhesive you like. A dry adhesive is better for glue, for adhering ribbon though, rather than using multi-purpose liquid glue for ribbon, because it just soaks through the ribbon. All right, there we go. So I've got my little banner end up this end, and I like to have the shorter part at the bottom and have it longer at the top. Stick the ribbon on straight, Mandy. All right, so we'll do that. I'll stick that there, get that lined up. There we go. And now we can trim the other end. So we're going to trim the other end at hopefully the same angle. There we go. Okay. All righty. Good. So that's done. And then what we're going to do is this one's going to go up on dimensionals after we stick this all down. So I'll pop the dimensionals on here now, ready to go. And I like to use my pokey tool. It's actually a paper piercing tool. I like to use that to pick up my dimensionals. So I'm just going to pop that along the center there. We're just going to pop 3 there along the center of our ribbon, and that'll be ready to adhere. And we're going to pop all of these pieces down. All right. So we'll want the leaves to sit up, so I'm not going to put glue right at the ends of the leaves, but I want all of these base pieces to sit down flat so that the pieces that are on top are going to sit up. So we want to be a little bit generous with the glue on this one this time. There we go. The Tombow glue is going to be going up a little bit in price in the new catalogue, just so you know. There's going to be a few price increases because some of the raw material prices have gone up, and the cost of, we all know what the current economic situation is, that everything is just going up in price. So unfortunately, Stampin' Up's had to put up a few prices just a little bit. The Tombow glue is one of them, which is why it has been selling out, because people have been snapping it up, knowing that it's going up. But it's still going to be cheaper than a lot of the local craft stores. So, yeah, so even though it's going to be a little bit more than what we've been used to paying, it's still going to end up cheaper than the local craft stores. So just know that if you see the price or see people talking about the price going up, don't panic. Okay, it's all good. All right, there we go. So that's all stuck. This one, I'm just going to work out where I'm going to have my sentiment label. I'm going to have that over here. So I'm going to tuck this one in around about there somewhere. Yeah, okay, we'll put that one there. Now this one, because it's so fine, I'm actually going to use the glue sponging technique. You could use your fine tip glue pen, or if you've got a very steady hand, you could just put tiny little dabs of glue on there. But I don't, I'm just going to reach across to get my little glue sponge that I keep here. For anything fine like this, I like to use a glue sponging technique, and then that way it gives me a better coverage without getting too messy. All right, so we just put a little bit of glue onto our silicone craft sheet. Use our craft sponge. I've just got, this is a circular craft sponge that Stampin' Up used to sell, and I've just cut it into a wedge, so cut it into 4 pieces. Put a bit of glue on your sponge and just dab that on the back. Being very careful not to move your piece as you do this, because you don't want to get that glue on the front of your piece. There we go. And then that kind of makes it like a sticker. Now it's got glue all over it and on my fingers too. Oh, just be very careful that you don't tear any of it when you're lifting it up. So I'm going to, oh, it's sticking to my fingers. I'm going to get my take your pick tool and pop it on there, because it'll come off there much more easily than it will come off my fingers. There we go. And I'm going to pop that down here. I'll pop that over here a little bit. There, like that. Okay. And then we can move that out the way. Oops. And then our sentiment label. Now I've got sticky fingers. There we go. And then our sentiment label is just going to go up here over our flowers, and yeah, about there, or maybe up a little bit. Don't want to hide that wild wheat. There we go. Might need to just trim my ribbon up a little bit. I'll just trim that ribbon a little bit shorter because I've just gone over the edge there. And you don't want to go over the edge with your ribbon because it'll get caught in the envelope. So if you're trimming up one end, make sure that you trim up the other end if it needs it. It actually doesn't need it. They're about even now anyway. It probably was a little bit too long. So there we go. And then we're going to get some of our beautiful bling. So we've got the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. I love these. I think these ones are going to be very popular. Look at all those colors. They're so gorgeous. All right, so we're going to use a large copper clay, and that's going to go down there. And then we're going to get a medium size boho blue. Just a little tip, if you do buy these color dots, because when they're made, they have like a silver backing and then the color is actually in the acrylic that's on the top. So sometimes if you don't take them off carefully, they could separate if you happen to stick I've done it before with other ones, not with these ones yet, but I've been more careful with these. If you happen to stick that pointy part in and you happen to get it in between the layers, you could actually separate them. So what I like to do is peel back the acetate sheet that they are on a little bit, just under the edge, and just get that right under the edge so that you're picking it up from the very back and you're not sticking it accidentally into between where those layers are. I mean, they're quite well sealed, but this is quite a sharp tool. So I haven't had the problem, as I said, with these ones, but with previous ones we've had, I have had that issue. So just peel them back a little bit, or you can use your fingernails, just peel them back and they will pop off the acetate sheet that they're on. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, and then that one's going down there. And we are done. There you go. And look, unless you were looking for it, you probably wouldn't even notice that my borders weren't even. But now that I've pointed it out, you probably will notice. And you all saw me do it, so you all know that I did that. But it's all good. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you. Jenny said, I didn't think I would like the colours because you like bright colours, but it looks great with the white. Very nice card. Thanks, Jenny. Yeah, the colours are actually more beautiful in real life. Oh, thank you, Fee. Thank you. Yeah, it is hard to tell on camera the true colours of them. They really are much more vibrant. Like I'm watching the replay on my computer and also on my iPad, but in real life, the colors are actually more vibrant than what I'm seeing on screen. So depending on, maybe I've got my brightness turned down, I don't know. But yeah, they are actually really beautiful colors. And yeah, they're just really, really pretty. And in case, did you see this one that I made on last week, Jenny? This one was using the, this is the Moody Mauve, and that's the Wild Wheat, and that is the Pebbled Path, and they just go so beautifully. And the paper, the designer series paper in this suite is gorgeous. So that's the one I did last week. So there you go. So yes, you did see it. Oh, good, good, good. You'd like to case this one, Rose? You are so welcome. Yes, go ahead. You're welcome to case it. Yep, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you like it. So yeah, so again, for my customers or anyone purchasing with me this month of May 2023, I will send you a kit to create this card, and you'll have, and I'll also send this video as reference as well with the instructions, with the tutorial video, so you can see how to do it. Thank you, Dimity. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you all liked that one. Fantastic. Oh, now you have to order the set, Rose. Oh, there you go. That's the first thing for your wish list when the new catalogue launches. There you go. Well, actually, because you're a demonstrator, you can get it right now. So you could order it today if you wanted to, or you can order it, you know, once the catalogue launches, anytime. So the new annual catalogue will be around for a full 12 months, of course. So there's never any rush to purchase the products. They'll be around for quite a while. So there you go. All right. Well, I'm going to tip the camera back up so that I can say goodbye to you face to face, as I always like to do. So bear with me for one moment. I'll cover up the camera. It's always tricky doing it this way. I can never see actually where the camera is when I do it this way, because the camera is face down. Oh, I just rolled over my toe with my chair. Ouch. All right. So I'll just adjust this. Here we go. Oh, it's getting dark outside. It's not quite dark yet, but it nearly is. I better flip those cameras. There we go. I nearly forgot to flip them. We would have been on the roof and upside down. Oh. That light. Oh, seriously, every time. I should just know it's going to fall a couple of times before I get it in the right spot. There we go. Now we're not in the dark. Just up a little bit high. Okay, there we go. So there's the card. I'll hold up the good one because the one I made has the, yeah, the borders off a little bit, but that's okay. Don't tell anyone. Nobody will ever know. Unless they watch this video, then they might. So there's an up-close picture of it, or an image of it. If you want to grab a screenshot, feel free to grab a screenshot of my card. It doesn't have the lights right on it, so the colors won't be quite right because the light is set back a little bit. But there you go. All right. Rose said she will. She's going to be ordering this week. Fantastic. Oh, that's good. You'll have so much fun with it. It's so beautiful. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. I am going to be going live again on Thursday over on my YouTube channel. I'll give that a go again, and hopefully I can, the more practice I get, I'm sure it will get easier. But I wanted to let you know as well, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers over on my YouTube channel. So if you are not yet subscribed, and I'm really, really close, I'm over 900 now. So I'm really, really close, because once I get to 1,000, it opens up more options for me to do more over there on my YouTube channel. And I think doing the lives over there, once I hit that 1,000, it'll be so much easier because I have more control of what's going on with my live streams. It's limited at the moment because I'm under that 1,000. I can do it, but it's I have limitations. So if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And if you are watching this on my replay over there on my YouTube channel and you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. But yeah, hopefully soon I'll be at the 1,000 and it will get so much easier to film over there. So my Thursday YouTube lives are at 11 a.m. Yeah, on Thursday mornings. Yeah. And my Mondays will stay here on Facebook. My Monday afternoons, they'll stay here on Facebook. So hopefully I'll see some of you over there. But have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Oh, you're welcome, Glenda. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I hope you get some crafting in your week this week. And remember the brand new catalogue. Let's grab it. Oh. It's going live tomorrow, the 2nd of May, 2023. So be sure to check that out online. I know that Stampin' Up is already getting everything ready for it to launch tomorrow. Because the online store has been a little bit glitchy today, because I know that they're getting it all ready in the background. And so a few things went a little bit haywire today on the store. It was very interesting. But yeah, all will be good tomorrow. And remember about my product shares as well. So if you'd like to get your hands on, I'm going to drop paper on the floor. If you want to get your hands on some of these beautiful new designer series papers, or the in colors, or both, then make sure that you join my product shares, because the registration and payment is due by this Friday, the 5th of May. Alrighty. Okay, I will let you all go, and I will finish off my tea, and I might even go and grab a cookie now. So have a lovely afternoon and or evening and week, and I will see you all soon. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.